Hello, everyone. Thank you all for attending this session. My name is Chunfu Wen. I'm from the Red Hat company. Today, I want to share one topic about lessons learned shift-left testing. So it is quick overview about me. I have more than 17 years of testing and automation experience. Now I am based in Beijing of China. My prior work experience including Oracle, Motorola, and Siemens. I am enthusiastic in open source software. Let's jump right into agenda today. First of all, I will introduce some basics about shift-left testing, then followed by why we need shift-left testing. Finally, I will share some best practices from our team. So, what is shift-left testing? So, in order to have a clear understanding about shift-left testing, we need to put it into comparison with the typical quality model. As shown in this diagram, in the typical quality model, all the activities are sequential order, starting from requirement, design, code, test, release, and maintenance. And the requirement, design are given small attention. Code and testing are given much more attention, but which happen in the very late in the project life cycle. So the issue or defects are found very late, which is very expensive to fix that. It also results in failure, software delivered on time, and poor production quality. Compare with the typical model. In the shift-left model, it tries to create one culture where testers can be involved earlier in the phase. Even tests can begin at the very beginning of this project life cycle. Since testing activity starts very earlier, so issue or defects can be found earlier and fixed. Therefore, testing becomes effective and better quality product can be achieved. After we learn some basics about shift-left testing, we know that shift-left testing is the ideology, is just a test methodology. For a particular organization, for example, in Red Hat, it has its own way or approach to implement shift-left practice. In Red Hat, particular for real product release or Red Hat Enterprise Linux release, we adopt dev test doc workflow in the shift-left practice. In the past, we used the waterfall model driven by Elata workflow when we release real product, which showing on the top list page. As we can see, testing and docs activities are done too late. After we learn some experience, we changed to real shift-left workflow, which is showing on the bottom of this page. We shift dive, we shift test and dock activities to the left as early as possible. In this way, issue or defect can be found earlier and less expensive to fix that. It eventually guarantees our product qualities. In Red Hat, not particular to the real product. For any product or service delivered by Red Hat, they all share the same quality standard. So let me just bring you to the Red Hat quality region. Red Hat quality region is the Red Hat quality commitment to the customer about its product and service. It describes how Red Hat treats quality about its product and service. Here is the statement. To elevate the quality of Red Hat products and service, ensuring world-class enterprise-grade software and service at the speed that meets our customer needs for an excellent hybrid cloud experience. Just now I showed the quality vision statement. It gives customer the quality preview about Red Hat product and service. But they say important that how can we achieve this quality vision? What focus we should have from the QE perspective? There are a few key points worth knowing here. First, testing with a portfolio mindset. In Red Hat, we deliver open hybrid cloud solution to customers, which in integrating multi-product and service. By applying portfolio mindset, testing multi-product along the platform at early test phase, it will definitely create a better quality solution. Customer-driven testing. Customer-driven testing apply customer use case into earlier testing. Customer pain points are found and fixed at the early phase. A solution with easy, smooth, pleasant customer experience can be delivered. The third point, test earlier, test often, failing fast. These are typical philosophy of shift-left testing. By embedding shift-left practice into software development life cycle, a fast and solid quality software release can be achieved as well. Final point, automation. Automation always plays a very critical role in powering shift-left testing practice. If your team are changing from traditional quality model to shift-left quality model, this is a big transition. Perhaps you need to think about how that can be ready So I suggest there are several key elements you need to care about, because these elements play a very huge impact on the transition. First is process. Your team process needed to be optimized for any stakeholders, including developers, quality engineering, PO, or doc writers, to do their contributions easily. The cross-team interaction is empowered as well. People. Any stakeholders in the team need a change mindset. They need more work more closely, need to work with each other more collaboratively, and also need to provide fast feedback to each other. Final is technology. New tools need to be adopted in the whole life cycle management. New skills or knowledge are also need to be learned. So now we enter the second part. Why? Why we need to adopt shift left testing practice. In Red Hat, when we drive towards shift left testing, we get a few obvious benefits from that. First is we get a better quality product. In shift left testing practice, we execute testing continuously, and the test case are executed again and again. In the end, it reduces defects, and eventually we get a better quality product. Second, reduce cost. Since test activity are executed at the early phase, so issues or defects are found and less expensive to fix that. So it will reduce project cost, speed up time to market. Remember, we automate everything in the shift left testing practice, so it will increase time to market. Final benefit, lower the risk. Since more in shift left testing practice, issue or defects, much more issue or defects are prevented rather than detected. That's largely lower the project risk. Particularly in Red Hat organization. Another thought why we move forward shift left testing practice is that it helps promote our customer-centric plan. Many developers I worked with in the past, they develop their feature based on their understanding about requirement and business. However, how customers use the software differently from with what you assume. So in order to delight the customer and increase customer satisfaction, in Red Hat we transfer from feature view to customer orientation view. We are driving customer-centric strategy. So from QE perspective, in applying shift left testing practice, QE can completely focus on customer use case and customer expectation and apply customer use case into the early testing. This, in turn, will enable developers to develop features which to meet customer real need. Furthermore, after customer file ticket or use case, QE can close loop the use case by adding test, automate it, and execute that in the early phase. Now we end the final part. What experience or best practice from our team? So what we are doing from our team? Our team is labeled QE, is the quality engineer. We focus on testing libboard component in the real product. So what is libboard? Libboard is a library that allows application to conveniently manage virtual machine. It is an upstream project. So how we do testing before? In LibreQE, we have an idea of test pyramid. We categorize tests into different levels, like pyramid, as shown in the diagram. Starting from the bottom, Tier 1 test, typically presenting unit test. To the top, Tier 5 test, typically represent UI or export test. In the past, almost all the tier tests will be executed in the test phase, which is very late position in the software development life cycle. And we notice the issue and defects are found in the test phase, and thereby the cost fix that is expensive. After we recognize the shift left test practice value, we change that. So how we test now? In LibreQE, we recognize shift left testing equal to upstream first testing. As I mentioned previously, libboard is upstream project. So we try to move more tier test or level test to the upstream. The workflow is quite simple. As showing in this page, it is started by a patch post to upstream code. Then it will notify tester. Tester will prepare one test environment and build one libboard component with patch applied. Then certain type cases are selected and executed. Finally, results will be sent out. So, in a summary, particular to LibreQE10, our shift left practice is move many more test cases into the upstream and execute that on the upstream code. Finally, I want to give some summary about practice. First, plan non-functional tests earlier. Even as a requirement review, you can plan your performance or security, etc. testing. Pair with developers. QE and developer need more work closely. They need to share the same understanding about requirement. Upstream first approach. Particular to libboard QE10, we find issue or defects as upstream code. And we also pull multiple cases executed or upstream. The final practice is automate anything. You can automate test case. You can automate pipeline. Eventually, automation will help you a lot. So with that, I think I finished my slides presentation part.